my scrapping friends out there. I'm Deborah Kozlovic and I'm a Creative Memories Independent Advisor from Australia. Welcome to Creating Your Memories. Today here on the Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia, we have such a nice good day outside, but it's raining, it's cooler, and I'm loving the weather and being, like more or less stuck inside and creating techniques and different layouts to share with you all. Over the weekend, and I did show this technique at my workshop on Saturday, and I just came across this because I was just, punching away with our new Scalloped Heart Border Maker cartridge and ended up coming out with this beautiful layout, which I would like to share with you all today. So with this, as you can see, I've used the Scalloped Heart border cartridge. It's a nice little cartridge. It came out with the new Something Blue wedding collection, and it punches out these little hearts, and it's got the scallop edge on the outside. So as you can see, it's a beautiful punch, and then you have its scallop edge. So these two here were actually punched out from a 6x6 square, and then these two were actually punched out by a 4x4 square. So that's those two there. And then I tried it out with the jumbo circle, which worked out fine. I cut the outside edging with a blue blade, which I did have one little mishap with an edging that didn't join up. So I'm thinking maybe I might try it with the red blade on the outside and see if that works better. But either way, I do like how it's ended up. And you can place that down, like centering on your page. You can place it down in the corner, and then you can cover that little boo-boo mistake up with, like an embellishment or something like that. What else did I do? And then I did the punching on the outside with our 12x12 designer papers, and that's good, to use just for a normal base out layout. So, and what I created was I used, just grab these couple out of the way. I used the my 12x12 base, and I punched around it, and then I was just showing other little designs that you can actually do with the scallop blade and your measurements of like different square size using even numbers. And then I was just placing it down on the layout, and I came up with this one here, which I used with one of our old collections, Spring Melody. And what I did there was I had my 12x12, and then I punched out 4 6x6 using the scallop, and then I laid it on to my layout, and then I would have another 2, and I came up with this lovely design here. So I'm going to show you how I did this layout, and I'm going to be using the Something New, I should say Something Blue today. And I am going to try out and punching some of it with the vellum paper. And I've got the designer paper, and I've got some embellishments. And I've got some more embellishments. They look like a stitching embellishment, like an embroidery. And then I have some stickers. And the papers that I have chosen to use, this one here, and it's just got a grey little backgrounding, and then you've just got love. Something similar, vellum paper that I will be using, and then this one here, which is the stripes with all the different colours, your greens, your blues, fawns, and I'm going to be using this one as my base page. And I'm thinking I'm going to have that on top, and then do the vellum with my 6x6 squares. So to start off with, I've got my 12x12. I'm going to get my cartridge, and then we're going to start punching. Okay, to start punching with our scallop, I'm just going to insert my designer paper. So just putting it in your little tray, and then you've got your housing and you've got your cartridge inside. And then I'm just going to start up the top, and then I'm just going to punch all the way down. As you're doing this, you're going to find that you're going to have a lot of confetti with little hearts that you might want to keep for future, you know, page layouts, or make a confetti card or anything like that. So now that I've punched one side, I've just turned that, and I've got my straight edge, so I'll insert that in the trimmer again. And then I'm just going to punch all the way down. So all the way down to the end. Again, just moving all those hearts out of the way. So as you can see, by one end you have this little taggy bit. We'll deal with that a little bit later. So all the thing that you need to do on that is just to trim that off. So now I'm going to insert my page again using that corner piece up the top, and then I will punch all the way down. Oops. So for my next piece, the last cut, I'm going to line up my hearts, just basically eyeballing it with the same amounts from each side on your on your tray, and then flipping it over, and then cutting again, starting at the first one and going down. So right to the end. And as you can see, that we've now just completed and punched around a 12 by 12 designer piece of paper. So I'm just going to bring in the scissors now, and I'm just going to cut those little corner bits off. And last one. So as you can see, I've got so many little hearts there, so I'll just push them aside. So now I'm going to bring in my base page, which I've decided to use the stripes. So then just centering this in the middle, just lining it up, making sure it's got even on both sides. And then I'm just going to grab my repositional tape and then tape it down. If I was doing this something different, I probably would, you know, like gut the middle out of this page and then use that as photo mats or something like that. But because I'm using the vellum on top, and that will actually be, you know, like my photo mat, if I bring in the other one again, you can see I didn't double mat it. So now we're going to move on. So I'm just going to place our base page aside. So now we're going to move on to the vellum. And I've got my trimmer. And I'm going to cut this vellum into 4 6 by 6 pieces. I haven't actually used the Border Maker system punching out vellum, so I'm not too sure how this is going to go, but we'll give it a go and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now that we've cut our 4x6 pieces in vellum, I'm going to place it back into the tray. Again, putting that corner piece up the top and punching down. So that's a little bit on the end. It seems to be punching pretty good with the vellum, so I'm very happy about that. It is a little bit more flimsy than your designer paper, so it's a matter of taking, you know, a little bit more care in when you're punching. So I'm going to spin that around again, and then you also get all these beautiful punched out vellum hearts. So then on the last piece, again, as we did with our, I should say with the 12x12, I'm going to line this one up on the line where the hearts are, and then starting from the top and punching your way down. And then as you can see, it also gives you those little tiny ends. So all you need to do there is just cut them off. So just going around, cutting them all off. And there we have one 6x6 punched with the scallop heart. So now we have 3 more to go. So I'll go through that step again. So I'm just going to line it right up to the top. And then we'll start at the first notch and punch down. Oops. And then exactly the same. So starting at the top and punching down. I actually love this scallop heart. There are so many other like ideas and techniques that can be done with this punch. So now when you've got, after punching your your 3 sides, I'm going to put this back into the trimmer, lining it up to the top, and then we'll punch again. So starting at number 1 and then continue down to your 3rd, and then just grabbing those scissors and trimming off the ends. And there we have 2. So we're going to continue to do the other 2, and then we'll complete the layout. So now that I've finished punching all 4 of my 6x6 squares with the scallop heart punch, I'm now going to adhere that down on my base page around the scallop hearts that I've done. You can adhere this down with repositional tape, and when I'm saying using repositional tape or normal tape runner, because that part is going to be covered up with a photo, And because we're using vellum, you know, as you can see, I've used a 4x4 photo on each one of these mats. So if you don't have any vellum tape, so vellum tape is used on our vellum, so you're using it and you can't see, you know, like underneath. So just finding the right side. So I've got some vellum tape on there. So when I hear that down, you can't actually see it. But I am going to be using the repositional tape today, and I'm just going to tape in the middle because I will have a 4x4 photo sitting on each one of my mats, and you're not going to see that. But with this one, with the designer paper, I actually put a little bit of repositional on the heart area just to hold it in place so it didn't lift. So getting the right side of my vellum down on my page, so I'm just checking all these to make sure that I've got the right size. This one I put the vellum on. So the next thing that I did was just lining these 6x6 punched out squares on my layout evenly around so they all look the same. So putting my centering ruler down and making sure, just line that up, making sure that you've got these middle bits that they are in the center. So looking at that, just going to move this one up a bit. So I'm just going to get my repositional tape now, just sticking it in the middle and adhering that down. So then I'm just going to flip it around and do exactly the same at the other end, just using my centering ruler, just making sure that all your little bits are lined up. So more or less with here to here, and just do this one first, to this one, all your hearts line up together. Just want to make sure I've got that in the center. Okay, I'm going to adhere these top ones and move the bottom ones. So I'm just going to put a little repositional tape in the middle. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but you can actually see the dots where the repositional tape is. But if I use the vellum tape, you're not going to see that, but I'm not too concerned about that because, as I said, it will be covered with a photo. So now just lining this one up so the hearts are all touching. Okay, I brought in my silicone mat just to get these lined up properly. So now I'm just going to adhere them down. Okay, so with the paper that I used underneath here, it has the word love on it. So I'm just going to make sure that I have that the right way. So there we have the base layout of a page idea. So now I would find my photos that I'm going to put down on there, you know, and then you bring in your embellishments. And with this one, all I did was, you know, like, because Spring Melody, I didn't have a lot to work with, because you know I'm trying to use up some of my old collections, and I've just got a few papers of each in, and with the stickers and embellishment. So I've just done that little cluster in the middle and one down the bottom. But with all the detailing of the scallop heart, I don't feel that I needed too much more to add to that, when it's just going to take away my design and my technique. And the photos on this layout that I've used work so well with it. So if I'm going back to this one here, you know, you've got the word love, but then that clashes with the grey. You have, like with these embellishments, there are so many different ones in here that we can use. You know, this heart's nice, but trying to get away from, see, I like that. It was love at first sight, you know, and then you can always add, you know, a bit of greenery under there just to take away that lightness of your grey. And using that green, it brings out, you know, our back paging that we use the green on. But as you can see in here, there are so many different titles that I could use. You Will Be Mine is another one, and then you can still add that little greenery behind it. Better Together, that's a nice little one as well. And then flicking through here, you know, I've got all these other beautiful little flowers and greeneries and leaves and everything that we can use on the layout. So I'm going to place my photos and my stickers off camera, because I have to go through my son's wedding photos, because I've started the album but I haven't completed it. So I need to work out what photos that I need to use and which ones that I haven't used, and I will send you through a finished layout of that so you can all see it. But as you can see on this one, it's going to be similar to that. And the photo sizing that I put on this one is a 4x4 photo. So I've just done the 4x4 photos. I noticed in these embellishments here, they have some nice, let me just find it. They had a nice little journal box that you could use. I mean, there's something like that. And they have these little ones here. So you've got the nice little shaped scallopy edges there. Or you've got these nice little, you know, like, you know, the leaves around the outside. You've got that one in neutral colour, and then you've got the light blue. So, I mean, even if you like to put down 3 photos, you could use one as a journal box, and then just put some embellishment clusters or stickers or something around there to make it look nice. So, I hope you enjoyed my time spending with you today and showing you a different technique that you could use with the scallop blade. I do have another idea of using the scallop blade on another different layout of something else, a little different technique that I can share with you, which I will be doing another video soon with that. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give me some love, subscribe to my channel. Until next time everyone, happy scrapping.